Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for November 25th, 2021, also being timeless. Shout out to my bestie of 18 years, Teresa. Happy birthday. I love you. I've officially known you half your life. Holy crap. Oh my God. All right, so this is a general collective message. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. If this doesn't make sense, don't ever force this to fit your life. Cards are falling out already. So what do you need to know? Alrighty. So the mini reads have been on a theme with this about you stepping into some sort of leadership role. And there's quite a few cards that are in reverse, which doesn't mean anything horrible, but it is presenting a challenge right now. So a huge karmic lesson and feeling like you don't have a choice. And it feels like you are continuously paying back some sort of debt. And I want you to know that the debt is over, but you have to emotionally focus, which I think that you've probably been really scattered with this, because what seems to be the main focus is how everything is not working, how everything is failing, how everything is breaking. It's really hard for you to open up because I feel like you are kind of like a pressure cooker right now. I feel like you are on the precipice of imploding, exploding. I don't know. It's really to each their own on this, but however you're handling this, understanding that it's not happening because you are like life's whipping child or something like that. It's because you are being grossly redirected. You know, this does happen often. Okay, a huge theme of blue all over these cards. That is like the dominating color on all of these. So we are going with throat chakra healing, water energy also. I know that there's a lot of water on this, but we also have some earth, and we also have Libra energy too. Justice, scales, balance, but nothing is feeling balanced right now because it is fighting so hard to put you in a new direction, which I think that you and your beautiful stubbornness is either trying to adapt to continuously overcome a situation that doesn't need to be overcome rather than accepted and changed. But also you're being broken wide open so that you can be open and vulnerable because you have the Magician here. This is very interesting. I am seeing that the situation and the place or the mentality, the mindset, whatever the case is for you, the mindset of this is not sustainable. And I do feel like while you might be painting on a happy face, you're breaking underneath the pressure, which honestly, who could blame you? Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Aside from it being Teresa's birthday, it's also very much Turkey Day. Sorry, I forgot that for a moment. Ay vey. Okay, you have really everything to look forward to in this life. I know that it seems like this is just going to be how it's going to be with all of this, I want to say kind of crumbling. The theme is not crumbling. It's not supposed to be crumbling. The point is surrender where you've been so strong long enough. Stop fighting the change. Spirit is really getting in your face to say, okay, override your mind right now. Understand that this is a very big emotional challenge and get comfortable with being uncomfortable in this transition because this is going to cause like whole new learning ground on that. All right. So where are we going with this? I can't put the cards back in. I'm not feeling that. I am getting a postcard from Spirit though, so hopefully this doesn't turn anything off. Let's see. What do you need to know? This is going to be from a main guide or from a loved one who has crossed over. So whoever's coming to the forefront immediately, if you can't really think of anybody, it's fine. Doesn't mean that they're not there. It just means that this is just coming from the higher self. All right. On Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So to get to the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable Oh yeah, vulnerable. And hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth in that Spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one that we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude, honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure that they're stories that you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. How cute is that? Love Spirit. Welcome back. All right, so that was actually a really beautiful message. And I was telling you earlier the point of vulnerability and the story that you tell about yourself, but it also talks about the story and why you have told such a story for such a long time. The fact that it's a story doesn't mean that it's false. It doesn't mean that you're looking for show, but it also needs to have something that is confidence with you. So a lot of things we tend to hide about ourselves, whether we feel that we should be ashamed of it or that we would be ridiculed for it. I want you to seriously consider, out of everything that could have ever happened in consciousness, you doing whatever the tactic was in the past, whether it was for survival or because it was reactionary, the story that you are worried about is not one that gets to be held against you. And I think I've said this in a recent reading before. The story that you try and hold back is actually telling that story will be your freedom, because you become a prisoner to that, to back off of it. There's nothing that you need to hide or be ashamed of. Not that I'm telling you that put everything out on display and everybody look. But honestly, you should be able to own your story with all of the challenges, with all the faults, with all the wisdom building time periods. It's time for you to be very vulnerable about yourself. Retreat and signs from above. All right, you. So we have commitment and speak your truth. So this is talking about getting into a quiet place because you have been looking for a sign from Spirit. Spirit is always talking to us. Our story is constantly unfolding in front of us, whether it's you seeing a color or a number or hearing something through the collective consciousness. Whatever you are observing through, Spirit is telling your story and it's unfolding before you, and you get your key ahas and insights. So I also feel like part of this is understanding that you have been clouded with, I guess, overwhelm, disappointments, and also I would probably even say like wanting to give up, like completely. Whatever that looks like for you. However, I don't feel like in your soul you have truly given up. I'm seeing this as Spirit is giving you the courage to hear it, to trust it, but also to start communicating with it. I do feel that you are clearly very much loved. You are love in expression. And the commitment is you have to actually make this commitment for yourself, to yourself. And it can be very, very scary to speak about your story, your truth, your wants, your needs, your desires, because you don't feel either safe with the world around you or these general surroundings for you. Well, this is going to be the night of a million interruptions. I'm so sorry about the continual breaks. Hopefully this will be the last one. All right. You have a lot that you need to share, but you also need to believe that it matters. I know that everything happens to everyone. Trauma is trauma. Greatness is greatness. Your experience is not nullified by somebody else's experience, and nobody can honestly live through your experience outside of you. They may live beside you with this and experience something very similar. But you and your truth, that is something that needs to be shared, because it is going to actually give people, I think, the courage to share whatever their truth is. And I also see that this continual commitment, I'm getting, I need to pull archetypes with this. So what is coming out? The Destroyer. Oh my God. What is that song? Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. I mean this in a very figurative way. And we have the Knight in reverse. Alliance to a destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. You're not romanticizing this. You're really not. The fact that you have been unable to let it go does not mean that you have romanticized this. The commitment is that you do not shun away from the story, from the truth of it, and know that you are actually your first advocate on this. The Destroyer is talking about what needs to be destroyed so something new can be grown. That is such a beautiful, I guess, aha moment. Something does need to be destroyed and for something new to be gained. And what needs to be destroyed? Very plainly, I want to say it's an illusion. So what I'm seeing is preparing for new life. You are truly stepping into a new form of life. Now, this might be you stepping into divine purpose, humanitarian work. It might be a new job. It might be whatever the gravity is. For some of you, it might even be a new relationship. But I don't want you to think that the past didn't exist. It was very formative for you to get where you are right now, to have this breakthrough so that you can grow in various ways. And you are very much stepping into purpose. The Destroyer, the Destroyer, the Destroyer. It is because the Phoenix comes out of the ashes. But when it comes out of the ashes, it is also very important that the Phoenix knows that it can actually fly above any challenge and see it from a higher point of view. And it's not constantly looking for everything that needs to be destroyed. Once it's destroyed, it can be, I guess, replenished or repurposed. That is going to be very specific for your own individual storyline. So we have the Avenger and the Victim is in reverse. So that in reverse is playing the victim for positive feedback or form of pity. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. All right, I'm about to violate personal boundaries and give you a hug through the interwebs right now, because good God, the desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. You're not looking for vengeance and taking everything over. You're trying to stop the cycle. Stopping that cycle is actually a very high priority for your path and purpose. But the fact that you are going to have to tell it so many times, you have got to trust your story. Whether it's somebody who you've lost, or a situation where it was absolutely dire that you're surprised that you lived, or maybe it was, something as just felt like somebody was at a disservice to you. I want you to know that you're not looking for pity. You standing out and belting out your truth on this is not talking about you looking for pity. That could not be further from the truth. So what is the guilt? Where is that guilt stemming from with this? I'm getting that I still need to stay in archetype. So what has created this is what needs to be destroyed. We have the, I always say this wrong, the dilettante. There you go. Delights in the arts without having to be a professional. This is somebody who couldn't actually get ahead. Your success was actually very scary to whoever this was from. This was somebody who could not break a cycle, and they found success and riches and positivity. They found abundance to be something that was superficial. It means that they had to harm somebody else in order to get that. But that's the cycle that you are breaking. But you're also seeing the injustice that's been on your life, and that they were actually actively pursuing through your life still. So this, you don't have to have shallow roots to have a happy life. You can enjoy the simple pleasures. I'm not dogging anyone for that. You can do literally whatever you want. But I think that is where the empowerment is. The artist is using talent as an... Artists use art to expose the truth. You are an artist. Using talent as an excuse to mistreat others. Posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. So... whoever this is in your life from the past, part of your construction even, you may have felt like they and themselves fed really off of people's good nature. I think that you actually bared witness to people really taking advantage of people's generosity or help or goodwill or even their heart. And I think that that actually turned you off from this person. And it was also an intimidation tactic. Like, if they do this to this person, what are they willing to do to me? I want you to know you're not them. You're not those people. You're not those people who are just going to keep taking and taking. Life, you're blocking the flow to you right now because there is a fear of taking. You do have that fear of taking, whether it's taking advantage because somebody is actually helping you, which, by the way, you're not. Or that it's going to have to be a business transaction where you owe somebody something. Sometimes life is just going to give you what you actually deserve, and don't let that scare you. I think that some of you, in hearing that, is going to terrify you. But I want you to know that this is not meant to induce fear. This is actually very important to actually get you comfortable with getting a gift. Whether it's a hug, whether it's love, whether it's a cookie, for God's sakes. Let something good happen to you where you don't have to start planning in your head how you're going to pay this back. You don't have to pay anything back. This is the flow. This is where, you pay it forward when the opportunity arises. It doesn't mean that you constantly have to seek it out. That's also where the adventure comes in. Balancing the scales, constantly looking for that do-good moment. Just let it come organically. All right, you. So that's some of the shadow work, seeing that you actually are not those people who have taken advantage of people in the past and completely broken them of their goodwill. And you're also not, just because you are not going to constantly be in the state of giving does not mean that you are an injustice to others and that you are wasteful or useless, whatever the terminology is. You're not cruel and you're not here to control people. You are actually here to be part of something major, and it's interconnecting in the, not interwebs, but in the networking, it seems like energetic networking. We have King energy here. So you are absolutely stepping into the leadership role. You are a beautiful leader. You are a protective leader. You are somebody who is benefited, but also benefits others. So it's this beautiful empowerment all around where actually, if you look at it that way, everybody is really strong. And I think that that has been intimidating in your formative years, which also led you vulnerable to those kind of maybe not so righteous people. There's the escapist, addictive personality where you try to disassociate from something that seems to have such a big gravity to it. You weren't given the tools on how to handle that, but now since you've been through everything that you have been through, it's really important that you look at this for that high channel energy and plug into that and actually channel that passion. So, very interesting reading, right? Don't forget to look at the mini reads because, oh my God. All right. If you follow the guidance and really just get your foot in the door with this and commit to yourself to just pushing this a little bit more to where you can feel comfortable just speaking about everything, then let's see. You're going to be on a higher wavelength and you are actually going to look at what unconditional love and compassion is. The Divine Mother. So the Mother Mary. The pure love. I don't mean like humanely pure because we're all human. But the Divine Mother. You're a leader. And practice makes perfect. It's going to take you a while to get comfortable in that position, but I also want you to know that despite everything that has happened, despite how you may have been derailed in the past, either by your own efforts or exterior efforts, your soul has fought to stay here, and it's gotten you to this point, and it didn't get this far to only come this far. You are somebody who is loved, cared for, compassion, and you have all of that to give. And you are protective, you are beautiful. So what this is saying, be gentle and kind with yourself. Lead with that. Lead with understanding. Lead with knowing that you have the ability to not only adapt, but thrive in every situation, that you can take control of this through various tactics. But also It's going to build through time, because this is breaking the barrier. It is starting off with new ground, but this is coming from a place of confidence and wisdom. Humanitarian work. You can't screw this up. You couldn't screw this up if you tried, despite, what would be your best efforts. Do not back down. You are stepping into very much a humanitarianistic type of role in your life, and being not only an activist, but a divine purpose lived person. All right, you. It's going to be really interesting, but don't you dare think that this is happening overnight. You're very loved. You're very protected. Heaven is watching over you. Spirit's watching over you. You can't screw this up. There is no screwing this up. Getting you to this point and having this breakout for you is absolutely divine intervention and purpose. It's going to be a journey. All you have to do is say yes. You already did say yes. And when you allow yourself to be redirected and you release and surrender and allow yourself to be flow, everything is going to get a lot easier, but also faster and pick up in the way that all of this redirection is taking. The crumbling, the irritation, everything that's happening is done with purpose. And it's not because it's, you screwed up. It's because Source and Spirit saying, all right, okay, we're not going to go over here anymore. You're going to go over here. We're not going to go over here anymore. You're going to go over here. So take it as absolute divinity. If you have questions about booking a session, go ahead and reach out in the private messages or in the email address provided. Ask about services, sales, location, well, actually time zone really, and discounts, because I do have a sale that's going on. Go ahead and ask me details about it and what services might be right for you. All right, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Hey there, lovely. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. What do you need to know? I'm going to actually turn this off because notifications have been wonderfully crazy today, like going off. So, what do you need to know? All right, let's do this. I'm being pulled to Rider-Waite. If this doesn't fit, I'm sorry. And if it does fit, I hope that it's a positive message. If it provides challenges, we're going to see the why behind it. I mean this in a non-literal sense. It's figurative. Surrender to the pain right now. There's something that you feel like that you can't get through, or that you don't deserve to get through. There is something that is really hurting your heart right now. I'm very sorry. And I wish that this wasn't the case. But you have to feel this out and not intellectualize your feelings with it. You've got to feel this out so that you can actually move beyond this. And that's really hard to say. This has been keeping you up, and it's been weighing on you. There's a huge amount of guilt surrounding this, where you feel like you'd be lying to yourself if you did say that you'd be lying to yourself if you say that you couldn't get beyond this. And I think that there is a guilt in that you have to do it. Don't you realize that what you are moving on from, you don't have to forget or pretend that it didn't exist? Giving it a voice, giving it space in your life doesn't mean that it overrules your life and what you are becoming and what you're going into. Your heart is hurting because it has to be all or nothing when it doesn't have to be. This is part of your journey. It is part of what goes with you. So it's actually supposed to ease up that pain right now. That you don't have to move beyond something and just forget it. It's important that you take this with you. It's an important piece of your life. This may be a huge sense of loss and mourning that you're going through right now. But understand that it doesn't mean that the past didn't happen and that you have to pretend that it didn't. Take this with you. It's a huge part. And it matters moving forward too. Breathe. You got to feel your feelings on this. I was wondering why the last video was so dark. I didn't turn on any lights. You're just seeing me in the dark. All right, you. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. Or you just, I don't know. Listen with an open heart and open mind. Hang out towards the end. This might make sense, or maybe I just look absolutely comical to you. But I don't know. Let's see. I like that. Wish fulfillment. You're going to be happy. You have to look at it from a new angle. So this Two of Cups energy, but it looks like it's in reverse. All right. There is a connection in your life that is soul-based that you are not investing in. It looks like you are watering dead plants. And I do feel like there is something to look forward to. Maybe it's not this particular connection, or maybe that this is a connection from the past, that it's not growing anymore. And I think that you're pulling your energy back from this so you can find your equilibrium. There's a lot of insecurities with moving beyond whatever this connection is, though. So I am being pulled to, I don't know what this card is. Masculine energy. Oh, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Slow down. Slow down, champ. Calm down. No need for hastiness with this. We have these two, which, what is this? You're anxious about, God, you are so anxious about moving forward. Anxious about the future. You're anxious about leaving behind relationships that are no longer serving you, that you haven't healed from. You haven't healed from them. Check out the dark read before this. It's not dark as far as message goes. It's just, forgot to turn the lights on. So, my dearest, look, there's so much guilt that you're carrying for letting go of something that was a huge commitment in your life. And I think that this is something that can't give to you anymore. And this is, or that you have nothing else to put into it. So would it be fair to say that you have outgrown a situation in your life and that you're ready for the next phase, and you have a lot to look forward to, but you feel guilty about how much you have to look forward to because you've been watering seeds that are not going to sprout? That might be something very karmic that you have to understand and get closure on. So this is a rite of passage for you and nobody else. You can't do this because or for anyone or anything else. You have to do this for you, love. So I see that this is going to be a very positive journey, literally moving forward, not figuratively. But you have to get through the healing. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. I'm being pulled to Rider-Waite still. So look, it looks like this is a learning opportunity for you. Oh, wow. This is going to be a very abundant learning opportunity that's coming in. Somebody is coming in to be what seems to be a teacher and show you how you have, I guess, not been facing personal hurdles in this. Something that you haven't seen the payoff with. They're going to show you the why about it. We have divine feminine energy. Wouldn't you know it? That the path to success isn't always masculine energy, it's feminine, and both are very productive in their own rights at different times. It's just now, instead of plowing on ahead and just doing, it's more about, hey, let's take a breather on this. So, all right, this feminine energy is going to show you what hasn't been working. I see that this energy is actually going to be re-invoking what seems to be a huge drive with you. Take that for what it's worth. But let's see. I'm being pulled to this. Ooh, karmic lesson. Those are fun, aren't they? This is all grounding energy. Oy vey. You got to stop being so hard on yourself. It's important that you get grounded. It's important that we look at possibility rather than everything as having... Okay. Don't look for a problem for every solution. Allow the solution to take place and start looking at alternatives and start taking outside advice on this. This, I do feel, is going to be grounding energy that is going to show you that it doesn't have to be so hard all the time, and that this is going to be something that is slow and methodical rather than instant results. Instant results aren't going to take any sort of root right now. So what I'm seeing here is the karmic lesson is patience. Patience is not an easily learned virtue. And also you have to make sure that your voice and your actions matter, which I see in the past that this has lost momentum because it was like, why bother anyways? It doesn't matter. What I say, what I do doesn't matter. Again, that couldn't be further from the truth. You were in what seems to be the wrong environment or circle or mindset, but all of that is changing right now, and it's the little seed of possibility of Ken with this. So I really hope that this made sense. Stay safe, have fun. Hey there, love. If you have found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. So what brings you here? What do you need to know? Listen with an open heart and an open mind. I'm being pulled to saints and angels. All right. I don't know about you, I'm feeling a little bit of a share right now. Heaven is watching over you. So whatever you're about to have an endeavor on, just understand that Spirit is making sure that you're not going to make a false move. You made a decision in whatever you're moving forward into, and Spirit's like, all right, putting a step in front of you. And it's like the path is clearing. I love this. It looks like you don't have to be worried about the movement forward that you're doing. This, God, we have the Mother Teresa. This is for a higher purpose. Whatever you are moving towards has a higher purpose to it. And I see that this is actually going to be something that really wakes you up inside. I see the thriving. I see the excitement. I see a lot of spiritual activations going on with you. Good God. You are here to, okay. Life is very giving. What is it giving? That's for you to decide. But life is very generous in any direction that you look at. So with this, be very clear about what you are giving out. It is coming back to you. Do not let karma scare you. It's something that you're in control of. You say when enough karma is enough. You say in your heart when something is complete. And I do feel like whatever this is complete in your life. What is this involving? Listen, it's okay. It's okay to say that enough is enough and that you are ready to move on. I really see that you are stepping into not only higher purpose, you are stepping into a very heavily manifesting time. You have to do this not only bravely, but with confidence, and know that Spirit is watching out for you. Everything that you have done, every choice that you have made in your life, whether it was a challenge or it was positive, it was the movement forward with you that had to get you to this point. So this is a point of telling you to stop dwelling on the past choices that you made and believe that you have grown beyond it, because it took literally all of that to get you to this now moment. So this, what is going to be coming out? Don't compromise, unconditional love. And then we have play music. You got to get into the vibe. You are here to teach about unconditional love. You found your purpose. And you want to know what? This is going to flood out from you. Hey there, love. If you have found your way across this, we're going to be using archetype cards. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. This has 80 cards in it and some funky names. Don't think I'm calling you anything negative. Ooh, the damsel's in reverse. Teachers upright, networkers in reverse. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. These are either hurdles or powers that you're invoking. So we have the damsel in reverse talking about waiting for a knight to provide to you, seduction by romantic illusion. And then we have the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And then we have the shadow work of this, the networker, which is conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. It's not lies of omission. I want you to know that. Nobody is going to save or rescue you, but I don't mean it in the way that you would think. Help is always there. You have your resources, but it is you who is activating those resources and doing the reach out and seeing the value in yourself for doing this. And also, I want you to know that you can reach out with any of this. There's a lot that you need to share, and actually part of your services to why you're here is to not rescue, but be that space and that teacher to provide help for others. So this everything that you have endured, I mean this in hardship, aha moments, everything that you've overcome, everything, positive or a challenge, I want you to understand that this is all putting you in the upper hand position to where you actually will be able to see these key points in people and have them acknowledge it. You are a conduit of ascension for others. And also, I do feel like there is a story that you need to tell that is going to be a healing aid for others. There's a lot that you're igniting, and also it's a story of perseverance and a healing, and also really understanding what your truth is, because I feel like up until now, this has not been something that has been shared because there's been a lot of gaslighting in your life. Like, you're a liar, this didn't happen, this, that, the other thing, or it's completely put under the rug, because if somebody didn't remember, it didn't happen, which we all know where that comes from. You have a story to share. It's very real. Your experience is very real. It's very valid, and you are going to be an aid to help others. So I really hope that this made sense, but you're being at a point of power, so it's going to be difficult for you to actually put your foot in the door just because of anticipation, but know that you are meant to put yourself out there, push your comfort zone with it. You got this. I'm being pulled to the daily message from your angels, so we need to talk about your sensitivities, and I don't think that it's a negative thing. I do need to light more incense, though. Let's see, what brings you here? Oh, highly empathetic and beautiful one. You are very much being put in a leader position, and it's about either taking the lead in your life or your life path direction. But in either case, you are experiencing a lot of extreme discomfort, which is probably more than anything else highly agitating. Yes, you are a Pegasus. Yes, you are going to be flying high with this one with a lot of horsepower. Oh my God. So, what do you need to know? Oh, yes, the crown chakra. This is huge in divine guidance, and you are absolutely powerful. You are being put in power right now. All right, my dear. What's this involving? You've been getting a lot of spiritual insights. I have no doubt in my mind that you've been having the sacral chakra awakening, which is probably dealing with sensuality and sensitivity to food, environment, and also relationships in your life. There's been a great change in relationships that have been going on. I want you to be able to trust it, because you are gravitating towards what seems to be your people. And I mean that in the best way possible. So a lot of things are going to be dissolving right now, which again is probably agitating you more than anything. But we have these bad boys right here. Your entire chakra system is going into realignment and awakening. So trust your gut, trust your insights, trust the signs and synchronicities that are being given to you. It's not from a place of fear. If this is coming from a place of fear, I want you to know that this is a hurdle that you have to overcome, and it's shadow work. Intuition is usually never led by fear. And when it does present a challenge, it's always this gracious advice with it. All right, you. So if you're dealing with any fears, I want you to be able to push through those fears and give it up to Spirit, God, whatever your divine source and belief patterns are. But you are profoundly clairvoyant. You are highly intuitive. You are highly capable, and you are here for a very big leadership purpose, which you are being forced to step into that right now. Any upsets, anything that's been crumbling, anything that's been breaking, I want you to take it as Spirit really starting to close off some areas of your life as a point of redirecting you, because of your purpose being so massive. I know it doesn't make sense right now, but trust me, you are on the path with it. It's already began, and you're going to be pushed to discomfort until you have that breakthrough and go to the destination. I do hope that that made sense. You already said yes to the journey. So it's going to be something that when you learn to let go and release and go with the flow on this, things are going to move really fast. And you have to have faith and trust in Spirit for this.